This broadcast of Stoughton High School boys hockey on the Stoughton Sports Network is brought to you by Stoughton Hospital. For more than 100 years, our neighbors in the Stoughton area have trusted Stoughton Hospital to provide personalized, forward-thinking, expert health care. Stoughton Hospital is a proud supporter of WSTO programming, trusted care close to home. Stoughton Trailers is proud to support Stoughton High School athletics. Come join the family. Apply now on our career page at stoughtontrailers.com. Hanson Electronics, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent and Radio Shack dealer. And Pizza Pit of Stoughton, fresh, fast, and hot delivery of our great pizzas, sandwiches, chicken, and more.
We welcome you to the Mant Center for high school boys hockey tonight on the Stoughton Sports Network. James Weingard with you, and it is great to be back with you here tonight from Stoughton. And tonight we have the Monroe Cheesemakers taking on the Stoughton Vikings. And again, we welcome you inside the Mant Center here on a Thursday night as we get ready for this Badger South Conference matchup. The Stoughton Vikings at 2-7-0 right now in the Badger South, and they are 3-12-0 overall. The Vikings are coming off of a loss to Whitefish Bay by a score of 10-4 on Saturday. They beat Monona Grove here at home 6-2 last Thursday, lost to Oregon 12-3, lost to Milton 4-2, and lost to McFarland by a score of 9-2. Meanwhile, the Monroe Cheesemakers are 4-4 in the Badger South Conference, and they are now 13-5 overall. And Monroe is coming off of 3 straight losses. The most recent game was Tuesday of this week to Sauk Prairie, where they lost 6-1. They lost to conference-leading Madison Edgewood by a score of 7-0. And lost to Edgewood again back in the week before in January on the 21st in Monroe 4-2. Beat Beloit Memorial 4-1 and lost to Oregon by a score of 3-2. And we get ready for Badger South Conference play here tonight from Stoughton. Vikings looking to keep things, trying to move forward, and a win tonight would certainly help build a little more confidence as they are currently at 2-7-0 in the Badger South. We'll get the other conference standings here for you in just a second. Milton, who the Vikings share the Mant Center with, played earlier tonight against Kenosha, and they beat Kenosha pretty soundly by a score of 15-2. In the Badger South right now, it's Madison Edgewood still perfect at 9-0. They're 15-4 overall. McFarland is in second place at 7-2, 15-3-1 overall. And then Oregon is at 6-3, 9-7-1 overall. And then Monroe 4-4. The Vikings are 2-7. Monona Grove is at 2-8, and Milton is 1-7. So the teams are out onto the ice. We will get the starting lineups here for you in just a second, and then we'll get this game underway from the Mant Center in Stoughton on this Thursday night as we wind our way toward opening faceoff. And we'll get our starting lineups here for you in just a minute, right after the opening announcements. Monroe will be defending the goal to our left to start the game, as always. Heath Bear will be in goal for the Cheesemakers.
Cooperation in demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. Tonight's game features the visiting Monroe Cheesemakers against our Stoughton Vikings.
And right now we'll get the starting lineups first for Monroe.
Number 31, Heath Bear. Defense, number 14, Peyton Stoughton. Defense, number 24, Caden Klitsky. Wing, number 19, Cooper Dreyfus. Wing, number 22, Blaze Janicki. And at center, number 17, Cade Janicki. Followed by the rest of the Monroe Cheesemakers. Cheesemakers are coached by Barry Einbeck, assisted by Tom Stauffacher and Kerry Bush. And now for the Stoughton Vikings, starting in goal, number 29, Max Niles. At defense, number 9, Devin Johnson. Defense, number 20, Tyler Peterson. Wing, number 15, Parker Milbauer. Wing, number 23, Jack Trotter. And at center, number 13, Brody Havlicek. Followed by the rest of the Stoughton Vikings.
So for the Vikings tonight, it'll be Devin Johnson, Brody Lavacek, Parker Milbauer, Tyler Peterson, and Jack Trotter. Max Niles, the sophomore, will be in goal. And for the Cheesemakers, it's Peyton Stoffaker, Cade Janicki, Cooper Dreyfus, Blaze Janicki, Caden Klitsky, and in goal, the senior Heath Bear. Now our national anthem. And our national anthem, and we get ready for Badger South Conference hockey tonight on the Stoughton Sports Network. Great to have you alongside with us tonight on a Thursday night from Stoughton. And if you're watching us online, good to have you online, or if you're watching on TV, there as well. So we'll get started here right on time tonight, looks like, 7:30. Teams huddled up around their respective benches, and we break the huddles and opening face-off for you coming up here momentarily. Cheesemakers still huddled up around their goaltender, Heath Bear, down there to our left. Bear, a senior. Max Niles, the Stoughton goalie, a sophomore. Opening faceoff is won by Monroe, and off we go. Caden Klitsky through neutral ice and picked up by Tyler Peterson. Little backhand pass, trying to clear it back out, could not. Collected down below by Devin Johnson. And a score from the just inside the blue line on the stick side. 17 seconds into the game. And it's 1-0 Monroe. Peyton Stoffaker with the goal at 17 seconds. And so 1-0 Monroe with 16 and a half to play now here in the first, and we've got an offside call against the Cheesemakers. So Monroe is a co-op team with New Glarus, Orangeville, Monroe, of course, Argyle, Lena, Warren, and Dakota. Peyton Stoffaker gets the scoring started tonight with a goal 17 seconds into the first period. Jack Rilling had it, delayed offside. Now the Cheesemakers touch up. They'll retreat back behind their own net, will the Vikings. Chipped along. Little back pass now, comes out to Jared Bauer, clears the zone, sent right back in. Collected by Will Rotar, the freshman for Stoughton. And Will still in the zone, a giveaway at the top of the blue line, and it came out of the zone and an offside call as the Cheesemakers pushed it right back in. So an offside call, face-off coming outside the Stoughton zone, 1-0 Monroe with 15:54 to go in the first period, and the Vikings push it toward the red line, sent in by the Cheesemakers. Play goes behind the net, giveaway to the Cheesemakers, comes out to the point, and that's out in front of everybody, and all the way down to the other end. Baird comes out of goal to make the play. Bauer back defensively for the Vikings, and now the puck comes back to neutral, and this will be offside as Rotar brought the puck in, but Zane Zeikert was not out of the zone, and so a face-off for an offside call outside of the Monroe zone. Face-off sent back in. They'll go and chase it down behind the net, and it emerges over here on this side around Zeikert. Zeikert had it for a moment, now gets bumped out of the play by Luke Kuberski. The centering pass comes out to the high slot, settled down there. Now the shot whistles through, and that off the stick of Zach Wallin wide of the mark. Loose puck over here to the near side wall. Vikings come away with it. Zeikert pushes it down to the corner where Dustin Welke will give chase. Dustin lets it go by. Cheesemakers should be able to clear it out. They do. And this is Kuberski 1-on-3. Kuberski trying to split the defense, ends up going into the corner. And Evan Schreier pushes it to the corner here on this side. 14:45 left in the first. And the puck knocked down out of the air is a rising shot. And this time Niles right into the glove, sees it, and puts it away. Clock stopped, 14:38 left. First period. Shot came from about the same spot as that riser a moment ago that went in the top shelf on the stick side of Max Niles, the sophomore goaltender for the Vikings. Comes out to the top of the circle. Here's a shot, never got through. The race is up on back the other way. First to pick it up is Brody Lavicek with a shot. Save made. Rebound off of Bear is collected by Peyton Stoffaker, and it'll go up the far side wall. Cheesemakers will try and clear the zone. They can't. And now the Vikings almost cleared it on their own. Here's Lavicek with it. Top of the circle on this side. He'll bring it down to the corner. Centering pass. They put it right in front. Still big pile up. Bear kept it out, and the Cheesemakers pull it out and bring it back the other way. Long shot off the glove of Niles. Goes wide to the right. Tyler Peterson collects it for Stoughton. And now up ahead comes Jack Trotter. Here's Lavicek with it into the zone. Top of the circle. Big pile up at the circle. And the Cheesemakers come away with it. Around Peterson, coming back the other way. Centering pass, shot, score. Cade Janicki from just between the circles, and Monroe now leads 2-0. So Cade Janicki from his brother Blaze Janicki puts in the top shelf above the glove of Max Niles, and it is 2-0 now. Puck back into the Vikings end. Zane Zykert got upended with an elbow into the wall. Here's a centering pass, didn't get back in front. Vikings able to get a stick in the way of it. Carried it across was Jack Sanford. Sanford back pass out to Welke. He flips it high in the air, and it's settled down. Now long pass ahead. This will go ahead to Nolan Custer, but the puck came from behind the red line. And so an icing call against the Vikings and a face-off coming down to Stoughton's end. .13:04 to go, first period. Monroe leading 2-0. A goal at 17 seconds, and now another one here a moment ago at 3:22. Shot taken from just inside the blue line. Niles makes a stomach save, gives up a rebound, but it goes wide of the net to the backboard. And now a turnover by Monroe. Coming back the other way is James Hansen. Hansen down to the corner. Centering pass right in front. Bear able to keep it out again. And now Monroe will start a rush back the other way. Goes off to the far side. Ty O'Connor as he gets hip checked into the referee. O'Connor gets the worst end of that. Hansen through the middle. This is Jared Bauer. Bauer puts the brakes on, shot, kick save made, and it goes off of Bear's stick over the glass and out of play. Face-off coming in the Monroe zone with 12:21 to play here in the opening period. And the face-off is drawn down to the corner. And first to play it will be Sergio Fletcher. Around to the other side, held up there by Monroe. They'll bring it back behind the net to the corner here on this side. And now the Vikings will be able to hold it with Devin Johnson. He pushes it down to the corner. First to play it down there is Trotter. They'll try and bring it back in front. They hit the back of the net. Now Brody Lavicek has it in the corner. Brody through traffic over to the near side. A little wrister, and that's a blocker pad save made by Bear. And the Cheesemakers will give chase to the far side. Trotter wrestles with one of the Cheesemaker players. Now a couple more come over to help. They freeze it up along the baseboard over there with 11:40 to play here in the first. Referee says play on for the time being. Puck comes free to the middle and now to neutral ice. The race is on. Devin Johnson first to catch up to it. Now Tyler Peterson skates over it. Lavicek, little backhand pass. Here's a 2-on-1 developing. Pass gets ahead to Welke, but just out of his reach. Back into the middle. The puck back onto the Viking sticks. Can't pull the trigger on a shot, though. Lavicek in the near side corner. Welke from behind. Gets tripped up. Down he goes. Back up the far side. Now through the middle. Comes back over here to this side, and they bang into the wall right down below us. Puck goes into the Viking end, down to the corner, and first to play it, Cade Janicki. He picks his way through the Viking defense. A shot, save made by Niles, and he will hold on. 10:52 to go, first period, 2-0. Vikings down. Vikings have about 18 players on the ice at the moment. Now a couple more skate off. Off the face-off, a bounding puck goes wide of Niles to the left. Loose puck comes over to the far, goes over to the far side. Now through the middle, James Hansen with it, and a head of steam up this side is Jack Sanford to the middle. Sanford gets it back, centering pass right underneath of Jared Bauer's stick. Had a look at it twice, and it goes over to Jack Rilling. Rilling with a shot that hit the outside of the cage. The rebound to Klitsky. Klitsky back through neutral ice now, and that goes underneath the stick of Blaze Janicki. Coming back defensively was Will Rotar for the Vikings. And now it's going to be Hansen up the far side of the ice. Pushed ahead to Bauer. Vikings get a line change. Sanford, the only Viking player out. Now 3-4 more Viking players come out, and this will be icing against Monroe. So a face-off coming in Monroe zone with 10:04 to go in the first. Barry Einbeck is the head coach for the Monroe Cheesemakers. Brett Qualley for the Vikings. Face-off in the Monroe zone here after the icing call. And this is drawn back out toward the blue line, held up, and this will go right along the blue line, but not able to be controlled off of Zach Wallen's stick. Carried back in by Stoughton, and this is a nice save by Brody Lavicek, who moves in. Brody to the middle, shot, save, hit the outside of the post. The rebound comes back out to Brady Smith. Lavicek has it again for Stoughton. He leaves it for Evan Schreier. Puck just above the blue line. And now the Cheesemakers will turn and start back with Roman Bauer into the zone. Zach Wallin has it behind his own net. Schreier will play it for the Vikings along the near side. Sidesteps a hit into the wall. Wallin gets it back and through the middle off of Jack Trotter's stick. Monroe will control back at their own blue line. Bauer lost control of it, now carried in by Lavicek. Lavicek with help behind from Welke, and he lost control of the puck, bounced off the wall, and it goes up along the far side, chipped out by Monroe. Hansen goes and chases it down as it rolls on its edge. That hit the official, stays in the zone, and a big hit at the top of the circle. Here's a shot, and a chest-high save made by Max Niles, and we get a stoppage with 8:51 to go in the first. Face off in the Viking zone here. 8:51 left in the first period. Puck comes back out to the point, now to the high slot. They'll glove it out of the air at the top of the circle. Poked along off of Cade Janicki's stick, and now cleared out. Hansen gives chase. He'll be first to play it. Peyton Stoffaker defensively, shot in on Bear. That is sticked aside. Now the Cheesemakers will be able to poke it out of the zone. And back comes Blaze Janicki. Janicki with a shot. That never got through as it hit an ankle, and Karam's off to the corner. Centering pass right in front, and Niles able to steer it aside at the last second. They send it over to the far side wall. First to play it there, Cade Janicki. And the pass trying to get along the end board. Devin Johnson's stick got in the way of it, and now it'll be out of the zone. They play it off the near side wall, back down through the middle. Janicki has it. To the top of the circle on the far side. Big hit there. Down goes a player. Shot, save, rebound is steered over to the corner. Under 8 to play here in the first period. Back out in front again from between the circles off of a stick. That will go flopping into the corner. Sanford carries it ahead for the Vikings. Across the red line, across the blue line. Sanford centering pass that underneath the stick of Welke. Up along the far side, they tried to get it back to Welke in the corner, and retreating back out to neutral ice, here's Sanford again. Sanford rattles it around, that hits the corner board of the door where the Zamboni comes in, and a giveaway. Here's Welke from his stomach, takes a little chip shot, comes right into the glove of Heath Bear, and Heath will hold on, and we'll get a stoppage here with 7:14 to go. 7:14 time remaining in the first. 2-0 Monroe with the lead. Lavicek's line back out now. Here's Tyler Peterson with a wrister from at the top of the slot, right into the midsection of Heath Bear, and he will hold on once again. And another stoppage with 7:10 left. Back out to the top of the slot again. Peterson holds his own there. Shot, save made, and they play it off the wall. Trotter was down on his backside. He's able to get up to play it. Now they crumble into the corner boards here. Here's a quick shot, bounding puck, and it goes through the crease over to the far side corner where Brody Lavicek played it weakly into the near side corner. Long pass ahead. That'll go through neutral ice all the way into the Viking zone. Icing will be called. They'll wave it off at the last minute as Tyler Peterson catches up to it. Comes back out to the point, held in. Pad save made and held onto by Niles. Shot was taken by Caden Klitsky, and we'll get a stoppage here with 6:34 to go. Face off in the Viking zone. 6.5 minutes and change to play here in the opening period. Out to the top of the circle. Big wrister bounds off of a body, and Karam's wide of the mark, and then it is neutralized off of a stick and goes into the net out of play above the glass. And another face-off forthcoming. Face-off won by the Vikings, and they'll start a rush back to the other end. Hansen with it, trying to steer it through a wall of orange, and it is rattled around behind the net over to the far side, held in by Stoughton for a moment. Now it is out, and starting the rush is Nate Ratke. Ratke on the left side, shot, blocker pad save made, goes up out of play off of Niles, and another face-off coming here with 6:04 to go. Six minutes, 4 seconds left in the first period. Vikings and Cheesemakers in Badger South Conference hockey tonight on the Stoughton Sports Network from the Mant Center. 2-0 Monroe with the lead here in the mid stages of the first period. And up along the near side wall, Monroe comes away with it to the middle. Oh boy, big hit up high. And I think Dustin Welke's going to get out for an interference. He's going to head to the box. Great big hit up high. Interference is the call against the Vikings. Dustin Welke goes into the box, and this will be the first power play opportunity of the night for the Cheesemakers. So the Vikings will have to kill off a 2-minute penalty here as the puck goes off the end boards and then rebounds back to the side of the net. They'll set up at the point. Now to the other side, this should be Lavicek able to get a hip check in and not able to get a stick on the puck to try and clear it out of the zone. Out to the point now, and here's a shot, and out of the air, it's batted away nicely by Will Rotar. Back the other way, Lavicek ahead of the pack. He bats it out of the air, shorthanded now. Lavicek trying to get it back to Zykert, but Zane wasn't ready for the pass. Comes over here to the near side, and back across to the middle. At Stoffaker with it now at the red line. Overskated it, just left it there, and now carried in by Cade Janicki. Janicki in the circle with some help in the middle. Minute 13 to go in the penalty. Back out to the point, Stoffaker, and at the circle again. That's knocked away by Sanford, and up along the far side, Zykert will go and chase it, but he'll let Monroe have it for the time being. Goes to the other side, shot, and that goes through the crease and bounds off the glass. The rebound top of the circle. Stoffaker again knocked down by a teammate. Never got in on goal. Now a sharp angled shot from this near side circle. That's sticked away by from Cade Janicki. 42 seconds left in the penalty. 4.5 to go for the period. Janicki with it again, top of the circle. Moves to the half circle, down below the goal line now. Back out to the top of the slot, Stoffaker. Dreyfus, this side, that goes off of a Stoughton skate, and they'll wrap it around behind the net. 20 seconds to go and change in the penalty. Sanford gives chase to the corner, and he will just freeze it up along the bottom of the wall. Now three Monroe players comes over. They finally dislodge it. 8 seconds to go in the penalty. Under 4 to go for the period. Back out to Stoffaker at the point, being chased by a couple of players. And now to this side, right to the middle. Turnaround shot, they score as the penalty expires. Cade Janicki with his second goal at 3:47 left here in the first.
17 from 20 and 14. You got change, coach?
Monroe goal from number 17, Cade Janicki, assisted by number 20, Roman Bauer, assisted by number 14,
Peyton Stoffaker and Roman Bauer get the assists on the second Cade Janicki goal. 3-0 now Monroe, and that was not a power play goal as the penalty time had just expired. And all three goals coming into the top shelf over Niles so far. Now the Vikings with a 2-on-1 back the other way. Here's Sanford with a shot and a score! And that's not Sanford, that is James Hansen. He scores, and the Vikings cut the lead down. It's 3-1.
27 from 9.
So James Hansen cuts the lead down. It's now 3-1.
assisted by number 9, Devin Johnson.
Devin Johnson gets the assist for Stoughton. And off the ensuing faceoff, this will go down to the corner from Tyler Peterson. 3:13 to play in the first period. Vikings on the board now. It's 3-1. Bauer chips it into the cheesemaker zone down to the corner. They'll bring it over to the near side. Played off the wall, not out. Now it is. And this will be into the Viking zone. Peterson first to play it for Stoughton. And back to the other end. Here's Brody Lavicek with some room. Lavicek, backhand shot, save made by Bear. He'll have the rebound over to the far side. Official in the way. And now it'll come back the other way with Josh Haight. Haight into the Viking zone, to the middle, over to this side. Tipped away at the last minute by Trotter. 2.5 minutes to play in the first. Back out to the point. That shot got knocked down. Bring it, rattle it around behind the net. They'll hammer at it and chip at it and slash at it over in the corner. Peterson for the Vikings through traffic. Lavicek gets it off of a rebound of a couple of skates. Brody picking his way through down to the circle, and that's intercepted by the Cheesemakers, and they'll clear it out to neutral ice. That came up high and hit Dustin Welke in the head. Under 2 to play here in the first period. Stoffaker into the zone, shot up high, and this time Niles picks it out of the air and holds on. 1:51 to go. Face off the Stoughton zone. Played high off the wall and down to the other end. Roman Bauer first to play it. Zane Zykert back defensively again for the Vikings. Welke plays it up along the far side wall. And now it's going to be a 1-on-5 as all 5 Viking players are on the far side of the ice. Zykert finally comes away with the puck. We're under a minute and a half to go here in the first period. Schreier. Nolan Custer sends it in, right in on Bear, who will cover it up. And we'll get a face-off in Monroe's zone with 1:18 left. Vikings looking to improve on a 2-7-0 mark on the season in the conference, 3-12 overall. Monroe, on the other hand, has had a very successful year at 13-5 in the overall mark. They're at the 500 mark, though, in the conference at 4-4. Here's a quick shot that goes through the crease, and it goes over to the far side wall. Played off the dashers and back out to neutral ice. Monroe trying to push it along toward the Stoughton end. They finally do, and this will be popped up high in the air, glove down, and then a push down by Hansen. We've got a penalty coming up against the Vikings on a cross check. So James Hansen, the senior, goes into the box for a cross check. 46 seconds left in the first period. Monroe leading 3-1. And off the faceoff, it comes out to the point where Roman Bauer has it. Little sliding wrister goes off of a skate, and the Vikings not able to take advantage of the loose puck. Play it back out to the point, held up there by Cooper Dreyfus. They'll drop it down to the corner. Tyler Peterson will hammer it around the boards. 28, 27, 26 seconds to play in the period. All the way back down to the other end. Bear comes way out of goal. It takes the odd hop, and it was Parker Milbauer looking at an open net, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Big collision at the top of the circle. Puck stayed there. 8, 7, and 6 seconds left. Lavicek back the other way. Brody to the net. He scores! A shorthanded goal with 2 seconds left. So Brody Lavicek gets the turnover and goes the distance. The first period horn sounds, and after giving up the first 3 goals in the first, the Vikings come back with 2 late in the first period to cut the lead down. It is now 3-2. Vikings trail by 1. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Second period coming up. This is high school boys hockey, the Badger South Conference between the Cheesemakers of Monroe and the Vikings of Stoughton on the Stoughton Sports Network.
Take a step back to yesteryear. Friday nights from 5 until midnight, WSTO will be featuring classic movies, including such titles as The Brain That Wouldn't Die, His Girl Friday, and more. Friday night movies from 5 p.m. until midnight on WSTO TV and online at WSTO.tv.
There are times after an illness or injury you need extra care. Stoughton Hospital's Home Health provides the care you need in the comfort of your own home. Our professional nurses and therapists will educate you and your family on how to manage your illness, address specific problems you are facing, and teach you skills to speed recovery so you can safely remain in your own home.
We accept a wide variety of insurance plans including Dean, GHC, Humana, Physicians Plus, Unity, and more. Stoughton Hospital, trusted care close to home.
Looking for employment? Ready to brag to your friends about bringing your skills to the next level? Step up to Stoughton Trailers. We offer a wide range of employment opportunities and great benefits in a job that starts where you want, when you want, and can change everything. No experience required. Apply now.
And we welcome you back into the Mann Center now. James Weingard with you and our crew here from Stoughton tonight on the Stoughton Sports Network. It is 3-2. The Monroe Cheesemakers lead over the Vikings as we are at the first intermission. And in the first period, we had 5 goals. Peyton Stoffaker got the Cheesemakers on the board very early, 17 seconds, and that made it 1-0. Cade Janicki then scored twice, one at 3:22 and another at 13:13, and that gave the Cheesemakers a 3-0 lead at that point. Just 26 seconds after that, James Hansen scored for Stoughton to make it 3-1, and then with just 2 seconds remaining in the first period on a short-handed goal, it was Brody Lavicek putting one home, and that is where we're at now. It is 3-2. Taking a look at our Stoughton Hospital stats report through the first period. Shots on goal pretty even. Monroe at 18, Stoughton at 15. Saves for Max Niles. He has 15 out of the 18 shots saved. And Heath Bear for Monroe, 13 out of 15 shots saved. And the penalties, Monroe with no penalties thus far tonight. And the Vikings have been called for 2 penalties for a total of 4 minutes. And they do have some carryover time into the second period. The Vikings will be down a player for another minute and 14 seconds to start period number 2. And those are your Stoughton Hospital stats report from the first period. And we certainly appreciate you being with us tonight on the Stoughton Sports Network, or if you are watching online, WSTO.tv. Great to have you with us, wherever you may be. Both teams come out of their locker rooms, and we'll get the second period going here. And again, the Vikings will be down a player for another minute and 14 seconds to start this second period. Monroe handled Stoughton easily in the first game in Monroe by a final margin of 10-4. 3-2 so far here tonight, and off we go for the second period. And this will be Monroe taking it in. Cooper Dreyfus with it to the circle. Down to the corner now. Let it go by. Tyler Peterson comes over to kick it along. And now with help, this is Brody Lavicek who picks his way through and up along the near side wall. Brody end to end stops at the circle and blocks out a player. Here's a blast. Lavicek able to hold the zone on a shorthanded. He gets triple teamed and finally dislodged from the puck. 45 seconds left in the penalty. Back into the Viking zone. Dreyfus with it in the corner. Dreyfus being met by a couple of players, and now Roman Bauer to the other side. That goes to Stoffaker. Bauer's got it back, and then a shot. Save made by Niles, and we get a stoppage here with 16:14 to go in the second, and 27 seconds left in the Viking penalty. Face-off in the Viking zone, and this will be won by Monroe, but the Vikings able to take it away. Brody Lavicek has it, and he retreats back into his own zone. 20 seconds to go in the penalty. They fire it all the way down to the other end. Jack Sanford lets it go by him, overskated it, and then the Cheesemakers have it with 10 seconds left in the penalty. Pass up along here to the near side blue line. Dreyfus has it. Dreyfus brings it back out to the point. Stoffaker with a shot. Save. Oh boy, right off of Niles' shoulder, and it goes over the crossbar behind the net. Penalty is done. Both teams back to full strength once again. Dreyfus has it in the corner. He's being bothered by Tyler Peterson. Puck goes behind the net to the corner on the other side. Back out to the point now. Big wrister, and that's deflected off of a stick right down the middle of the ice. James Hansen, who has one of the 2 Viking goals, had it taken off of his stick, and the puck comes back to Will Rotar, the freshman, for the Vikings. Rotar throws it right into the skates of one of the Cheesemaker players. Blaze Janicki had it for a moment, ends up in the corner, and a giveaway at the top of the circle. Through traffic is Ty O'Connor, and the Vikings clear it out. Icing will be called against Stoughton, and we'll get a stoppage here with 15:05 left in period number 2. Monroe has brought a goodly number of people up. Good to see a nice homestanding crowd for the Vikings across the way tonight. Just about 2 minutes gone here in the second, and the Vikings will start a rush up the far side with Brody Lavicek across the blue line, and a shot, and the rebound is missed after the shot misses wide to the far side, to the left, and the loose puck goes over to the far side again. Wallin sends it down behind the net. Vikings will push it along. Schreier with it, trying to find a handle on it, and finally the Cheesemakers just cleared out. That bounced off the linesman of the officiating crew. Puck is right in front of us at the Cheesemaker bench, and now it slides down to the corner. 14:30 left here in the second. Up along the near side wall, now to the circle. Lavicek has it. With help down the far side, that is Milbauer. Brody lost control of it, picks it back up off the bounce off the wall, hits the back of the net. Lavicek goes down for a moment. Peterson, one-time blast from the point, got more ice than puck, and the puck goes harmlessly into the corner. Cheesemaker's able to clear right on the stick. This goes to Luke Kuberski. He had it taken off of his stick by Tyler Peterson. Down to the corner, and they play it behind the net. Jared Bauer forces the issue back down to the corner a little further. To the middle now with 13:45 to play. Hansen had it knocked into the stick of Stoffaker. He'll go and run it down on the far side. Stoffaker gives a little shove to Devin Johnson. Cheesemakers come away with it in the corner. Here's a turnaround shot from the circle, and that bounds off a couple of bodies wide to the right. They play it high off the wall, but not out. Vikings not able to get it out of the zone. Blaze Janicki had it for a moment, and now it will go to Jack Rilling. Rattle it around to the other side. Hansen will fire it out. This will be icing against Stoughton, and we get a stoppage again with 13:03 to go. Peyton Stoffaker and Cade Janicki scoring twice for the Cheesemakers in the first period. James Hansen and Brody Lavicek for the Vikings. Lavicek's goal was a shorthanded goal with just 2 seconds remaining. And that gets us to where we're at the moment, 3-2. 13 minutes left in the second. And this is Jack Sanford with it. Sanford picking his way through traffic down to the near side corner. Centering pass, and it goes back behind the net. They'll bring it to Welke, who got it. Now a shot from Custer goes wide. Welke's got it back, tried to get it back to the middle, and it comes back out to neutral ice. First to play it there, Will Rotar. Bounced off a skate, goes down to the corner. And that will be Cooper Dreyfus getting pushed into the wall by Jack Sanford. And finally, they dislodge everything. They play it off the wall and out of the zone. Puck goes down to the Cheesemaker end. First to play it there will be Roman Bauer, and he'll be chased by Zane Zeikert, who wins that match. Welke gets upended. One of the Viking players went down again. That was Custer. Now through traffic back in front. Shot save made by Niles. They play it hard off the glass and down to the other end. They will wave icing off this time. 11:51 to play in the second. Into the zone is Kuberski. Here's a big blast that goes wide of the mark to the right from Ty O'Connor. Sanford had it taken away from behind. He'll get it back though. Now this way it'll come to Jack Trotter. Sanford will flip it into the zone and skate off. Parker Milbauer gets pushed into the wall on the far side in the corner. Lavicek to the middle, and that goes underneath Trotter's stick, and we've got a whistle stopping play. And the net came off of its spot, so that's what this stoppage is for. And we've got 11:17 left to play here in period number 2. Monroe leading 3-2, and off the face-off, this is taken by the Cheesemakers at the side of the net. Back pass, Lavicek intercepted it, and then Brody gets stood up into the wall, muscled out of the play, and they'll bring it back around this way. Jack Trotter, among others, battling for the puck, and now to the circle, to the middle. And this will get spun out. The Cheesemakers had a look at a 2-on-1 break, but the Vikings defense able to negate that. Comes back over to the near side, now cleared out by Monroe. Nate Ratke had it taken off of his stick. This is going to be offside against Monroe, as everybody had not touched up after the puck came out of the zone. 10:40 to go in period number 2. Face-off coming outside the Stoughton zone. And this drawn into the Viking zone. A trip coming up on Monroe, so a penalty against the Cheesemakers gives the Vikings their first power play opportunity of the night. Bryce Montgomery goes off for tripping. And now the Vikings with a power play with 10.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Kuberski gets thrown out of the face-off, and the Vikings have it. Tyler Peterson with a shot from the top of the slot. He's got it back. They'll dump it in the corner. Bauer lets it go by, and the Vikings can't hold the zone. Now, here's the race to the other end, and it will be Sanford playing it first for Stoughton as he carries it behind his own net, and the Vikings will start a rush again with a power play for another minute and 36 seconds. Sanford still with it all the way down to the corner. Behind the net to the other side. Out to the point now. Peterson. Sanford again. Bauer, top of the circle. At the side of the net was Lavicek. Finally settles it down. Big pile up there. Comes free to the circle. Hansen had it. He'll get it back. And now Bauer. And his shot hits a shin. And now puck rolls back to the other end. Kuberski first to play it for Monroe. He gets bumped from behind by Hansen. They'll freeze it up along the wall. And Hansen chips it out of there and will clear it out. Lavicek with it for Stoughton. 58 seconds left in the penalty. Brody slaloming his way through traffic. Puts a shot up high, goes into the glass in the near side corner. Milbauer sends it down out to the top of the slot now. Sanford has it again. Sanford at the circle. Sanford with a shot, and that bounces off of his shin. Karams all the way back out to the point where Dustin Welke holds his own. Welke, near side corner, back to the other side. Milbauer had a look at it, and it skips off of his stick or somebody's stick and goes up over the glass and out of play. 9 minutes and 2 seconds left in the second period. 32 seconds left in the Monroe penalty. Face-off won by Monroe. It's drawn down to the end board. Goes around to the near side. Trotter plays it. Back out to the point for Rotar. Rotar had it knocked off of his stick, and now the race back to the other end. Blaze Janicki. Welke comes back. A high shot. Save made by Niles off the end of his glove. And now it will be Zane Zeikert out of the zone, into the zone. 3 seconds, 2 and 1. Penalty is done. Trotter has it in the near side corner. Milbauer, one-timer from Welke, hits a body and goes wide to the left. The rebound comes back out, and it will be Rotar retreating back to his own zone. Milbauer had it go behind him. Puck loose above the blue line. Dreyfuss had it for a moment. That's offside. That's way offside. As Dreyfuss was down almost to the face-off spot in the circle before Blaze Janicki carried it in. And so a face-off coming with 8:07 left in a 3-2 game. Kicked along over to the far side now. Stoffaker sends it in. Sends it around the bend. It'll come up over on this near side. First to play it there is going to be Evan Schreier. And then Jack Rilling sends it back the other way. Hansen lets it go by. Cheesemaker is able to hold the zone. Schreier has it again in the corner. Played off the wall. Hansen has it now for Stoughton. Comes out just out of the reach of Rilling. tried to backhand it in. Rilling's got it back. He plays it off the wall, but not out, as Seth Brandt's thigh got in the way of the pass. Rilling, Hansen over on the far side, chips it along, but again, Stoffaker got in the way of the pass. Now Rilling has it, right at the blue line. Bauer, shot sticked aside by Heath Bear. 7:10 to go in period number 2. Bounding puck, Milbauer's got it for a moment. Rilling with it now, sidesteps one, ends up down in the corner, and it's going to be just along to the bottom of the circle. Rilling got spun around, and now the Cheesemakers will clear it out as it bounces off the near side. Seth Brandt and Schreier meet up here. They play it in back into the Viking zone, and then it's, whoops. It did hit the pole. I saw that one coming, and I'm glad that it came from that side of the scorer's box, because if the scorer's box wasn't here, we probably would have gotten a... That hit one of the poles and into the penalty boxes downstairs from where we are. Here's a shot. Oh, Peterson with a shot. Came up right on the chest of Heath Bear. Back around the backside of the net and comes over here to this side for Trotter to the middle. And now Peterson able to hold his own. Nice job there. Lavacek sidesteps one, can't get away from the second. And now the Cheesemakers will start a rush up the far side. Blaze Janicki wrestling into the circle. They poke it down to the corner for Cooper Dreyfuss. Dreyfuss with it, back out to the point, held up there, and a shot, and a save. Rebound loose, comes over to the near side. Cheesemakers come away with it. 6:06 to go. Bounding puck back to the top of the circle again. Bodies get in the way of that shot. Here's another one, and this time from the middle, twice. It hit Devin Johnson in the back, and the puck loose down to the other end. They wave icing off. Caden Klitsky being chased by Jack Trotter. And a giveaway right in front of the net is Cade Janicki. Long pass up the far side. Sanford has it. Back to neutral ice. Milbauer overskated it. Carrying it in is Cade Janicki. 5.5 minutes to go in the second. Milbauer will try and get it out of the zone. He does. And now Welke comes over to help. I've seen the official involved in more plays tonight than I think I have in a long time. Josh Haight behind the net, and he sends it in front, intercepted by Welke, who plays it off the wall and out. Welke with a head of steam up the near side. Dustin with a shot, shoulder save made by Bear. And the loose puck taken by Peyton Stoffaker. Comes back to the corner on this side. We approach 5 minutes to play in the second. Giveaway. Here's a shot from Custer, and that goes off to the side after a stick save made. Haight with it again. He'll dump it in the corner for Monroe. Zykert sends it around, and it comes up the near side wall. Rotar still with it. Into the Cheesemaker zone. Now hit at the blue line. Now back the other way comes Ty O'Connor, and O'Connor flips it to the corner. 4.5 minutes left in the second. High in the air, and that's right onto the stick of James Hansen. And Hansen with a shot. Blocker pad save made. Rebound loose, and it slides over to the corner. Hansen's got it back. Sends it behind the net. 4:15 left in the second. Bounding puck and a big hit along the far side wall, and that's going to be a penalty against the Vikings. Jack Rilling going off. The referees are going to talk things over as to whether or not this is boarding, and if it is, that'll be a 5-minute major. So we'll see what the call is here. If it's a 2-minute or a 5-minute. So charging will be the call, so they'll not give Rilling the dreaded 5-minute penalty. But as it is, it'll still be a 2-minute call for charging. 4:09 to go. We're in the second period. And Monroe on another power play as the Vikings win the faceoff, and it comes out to the point where Roman Bauer waits for it. Bauer to the top of the circle, tried to center it, and that'll be cleared out by the Vikings. And Brody Lavacek, who has a shorthanded goal already tonight, trying to slalom his way through. Hansen's got it, and Lavicek had a look at it off the rebound from the shot given up by Bear. Oh my goodness, a monstrous hit from James Hansen. Just wiped out Cade Janicki at the circle. Here's a shot, save, rebound covered up, and the rebound loose over to the far side wall. Wow-wee. And a shot bounces high into the air. They knock it out of the air, and the Vikings able to clear it out. Holy man. That was a steamroll shot just above the blue line. And Janicki was, very fortunate. It was a clean hit, no question about that. He was very fortunate to get up because he got flattened with no question about that. And we've got a tip puck, and this will be a face-off in the Monroe zone. 52 seconds left in the penalty. 3 minutes and a second left in the second period. If nothing else, regardless of whether the Vikings win or not tonight, you have to say that they are going to that they're playing, I think, a lot better than what we've seen at times during the course of the year. They're certainly hitting with intensity, and puck hits the Zamboni door and then hits another. I don't know if that hit a stanchion where the glass is or something, but it took an odd hop off the wall and now carried it back in by Monroe, and it's going to be icing. Officials call icing, but I think one of the Monroe players actually touched it, or at least that's what, or one of the Viking players touched it. So face off all the way back down to Monroe's zone with 31 seconds left in the penalty. 2:41 to go in this middle period. Roman Bauer behind the net. Setting up shop there is Peyton Stoffaker. 23, 22, 21 to go in the penalty. 2.5 to go for the second period. Bounding puck to the middle. And that'll be to Stoffaker. Stoffaker right down the middle. Takes a wind-up blast. Goes hard into the glass behind the net. Chipped along. 8 seconds left in the penalty. Top of the circle. Near side wall. Held in here by Bauer. They'll go to the far side. And the penalty is done. Both teams back to full strength now. We are down to 2:05 left. And right down the middle of the ice is Parker Milbauer ahead of the pile. Milbauer with a shot. Save made. And the puck loose over to the far side. Bear equal to the task that time on the breakaway. Back through neutral ice comes Kuberski. Shot, save, rebound loose into the circle. 1:48 left in the period. Peterson dumps it into the corner. Tyler chips it over to the far side. Milbauer has it again. Plays it off the wall, not out. Monroe able to hold the zone. Puck goes bounding wide to the right. And now to the corner here on this side. 90 seconds to play in the period. Big collision again behind the net. This is going to be a Monroe penalty. Zykert will start the rush for Stoughton. He'll just push it ahead. They'll go and touch up. Klitsky will touch it. We get a stoppage of play here with 1:20 to go. And the Vikings will go on another power play. So Luke Kuberski, the senior from Argyle, goes into the box for a rough. And we have 1:20 to go in the second period. Vikings on a power play again. Jack Sanford sends it down to the corner. 1:15, 14, and 13 left in the period. Hansen waits for it out here by the blue line. Now he's got it on his stick and sends one in toward goal. Backhand shot. Sanford's Bear with the save. Vikings able to hold with Dustin Welke. Swings and misses on the shot. And it comes free out to neutral ice. Back to Hansen now. Hansen settles it down. And up along the far side. Wow, two players wrestled over one another. That was Hansen and Blaze Janicki got tangled up, and they both did a somersault over each other at the red line. Welke sidesteps a hit, dropped it for Bauer, but Bauer wasn't ready for it. 30 seconds left in the period. Back is Klitsky in the corner. Klitsky just holds it up against the Zamboni door. It pops up high in the air, knocked down by Welke, comes right in front, and Klitsky sends it wide of the mark to the far side. 15, 14, 13 seconds to go in the period. Jared Bauer has it again in the corner. Now it's Welke with 9, 8, and 7 to go. Welke, long pass ahead. That's going to be settled down and a bump at the blue line. 2 seconds, 1, and that will be the way the second period comes to an end. Both teams with opportunities at scoring, but no goals in that second period. So we go to the third with the Vikings trailing Monroe by a score of 3-2. This is Badger South Conference Hockey on the Stoughton Sports Network.
Take a step back to yesteryear. Friday nights from 5 until midnight, WSTO will be featuring classic movies, including such titles as The Brain That Wouldn't Die, His Girl Friday, and more. Friday night movies from 5 p.m. until midnight on WSTO TV and online at WSTO.tv.
There are times after an illness or injury you need extra care. Stoughton Hospital's Home Health provides the care you need in the comfort of your own home. Our professional nurses and therapists will educate you and your family on how to manage your illness, address specific problems you are facing, and teach you skills to speed recovery so you can safely remain in your own home.
We accept a wide variety of insurance plans including Dean, GHC, Humana, Physicians Plus, Unity, and more. Stoughton Hospital, trusted care close to home.
Looking for employment? Ready to brag to your friends about bringing your skills to the next level? Step up to Stoughton Trailers. We offer a wide range of employment opportunities and great benefits in a job that starts where you want, when you want, and can change everything. No experience required. Apply now.
Welcome back to the Mann Center. James Weingard with you and our crew on the Stoughton Sports Network tonight. It is 3-2. Monroe leading over the Vikings with the third period coming up. And in that second period, not a single goal after 5 goals in the first period. And on the Stoughton Hospital stats report, taking a look at that, game stats still looking very even. Shots on goal, 26 for Monroe, 23 for the Vikings, 21 saves on both sides, 2 penalties for 4 minutes for Monroe, and 3 penalties, 6 minutes for the Vikings. Vikings will have 41 seconds of power play time to start the third period in this 1-goal game. And we will see what the Vikings can do coming out of this, out of the intermission here. Again, Vikings 2-7-0 in the conference right now, 3-12-0 overall, and Monroe is 4-4 in the Badger South and currently sit with a robust 13-5 overall mark. All right. So we get ready for the third period. Again, the Vikings have 41 seconds of power play time carried over from the second period. Cade Janicki and Brody Lavicek will take the face-off here in the third period, and Brody wins it. Goes down to the corner and carries it behind Heath Bear, the goaltender for Monroe. Sanford tried to push it along the blue line, and that's intercepted by Monroe. Max Niles comes from out of goal to play it behind the net and pushes it to Dustin Welke. 20 seconds left in the penalty for the Cheesemakers. And a giveaway in the defensive zone. Shorthanded opportunity for the Cheesemakers, but that goes awry, and there's a hit at the blue line. The penalty is done. We're back to 5-on-5. Puck hung up along the far, end wall, and now along the near side, this is held in by Welke at bottom of the circle. Played hard back out to neutral ice. James Hansen has it off the boards, and Lavicek has it at the blue line. Will carry it in through a triple team. Able to maintain for a moment. Now right at the blue line, Vikings able to hold it in again. Hansen, backhand pass goes wide to the left. Loose puck as one of the Viking players got shoved into the wall. Back out to Tyler Peterson now, top of the circle. And weakest shot, that'll be cleared out all the way down to the other end and steered aside by Niles. Here's another shot, save made, loose puck, backhand shot goes wide to the right from Monroe. 15-18 to go in the game. Back out to the point now. That came out. I thought it came out, certainly looked like it, but apparently not. Right on the blue line it was. And the Vikings will start a rush now right down the middle. Back into the Monroe zone over the far side. Peterson sends it back toward Jared Bauer. Bauer got disrupted from behind. Peterson has it back in his own zone. 14:48 to go for the game. Vikings looking for one equalizing goal here, as Rilling couldn't control the puck as it heads into the Monroe zone. And now Cooper Dreyfus has it for the Cheesemakers. To the other side, that's Blaze Janicki. Too far in front, and now Peterson sidesteps a hit. Puck goes to the corner here on this side. Zane Zeikert sends it up along and out. And first to play it here will be Parker Milbauer. Milbauer, centering pass, goes through the crease. Zeikert tracks it down. Milbauer's got it back behind the net with Lavicek setting up shop at the top of the crease. Big pile up, and now to the circle and out of the zone. This should be icing against Monroe. It is, and the clock stops with 13:59 left in the game. So 13:59 to go in the third. Cheesemakers leading 3-2. That's the way the first period ended. Here's a shot, and that goes rocketing into the corner. Cheesemakers try and clear, and they cannot for the moment. Sergio Fletcher had it. Comes back out to neutral. Big collision in front of the Monroe bench. Lavicek sends it back to James Hansen, who can't control it, as he'll retreat back to his own end line and flipped it high in the air and out of the rink and into the crowd. So one of the fans will go and find it, flip it back over the glass, and we get ready to go again. I'm glad that happened over on that side, not on our side. 13:32 to go. Face-off bounced off the ice, and it comes all the way back out to neutral ice. They rattle around the boards on the other side, and we've got a icing call against Monroe as the puck went into the Viking zone from behind the red line. So that's an icing against Monroe, and a face-off will come all the way back down to the other end of the rink. 13:23 to go for the game. Face-off drawn to the corner, and then around the bend over to the other side. Waiting for it there is Jack Trotter. Shot right in on Bear. Hit the backside of the net. Vikings come back with it. Little back pass. Lavicek trying to push his way along the goal line. Finally found the handle on the puck, and it ends up right in the corner. Trotter with it again. They'll try back over on this side. We're under 13 minutes to go in the game. And now we've got a stoppage of play as the net came off of its spot. And so we'll get a face-off again in the Monroe zone here with 12:55 left. Puck sent down to the corner and then goes behind the net. Bauer with it. He gets upended to the middle, and now the Cheesemakers will start a rush right down the middle of the ice. That's Dreyfus to the front of the net, and then it goes through the slot. Here's a shot and a save made, or actually not a save, never got in on goal. Janicki with it in the corner. Lavicek comes down to retrieve the loose puck. 12:24 to play in the game. Now to the middle. Pass goes through the slot to the circle. Bauer down to the corner. 12:12 to go and out of the zone. Klitsky tried to send it back in. Referee got in the way. Jack Trotter finally does send it in. Dustin Welke will go and play it for the Vikings. He's 1-on-5 though, so he's got to wait for the rest of his teammates to finish their line change to finally come back. Bounced off a body. Zykert has it, dumps it in the corner, and then it caroms behind the net. Welke gets ridden over to the near side, now sends it back the other way, right in front, and at the side of the net it hit something and caroms back to the back wall. Centering pass, nobody home except Cheesemaker players. Back out to the top of the slot, or to the point. Devin Johnson with a shot. I don't think that was going to challenge the net, as it was a riser and came up about head high and heading higher than that. And a save for Heath Bear. 11:32 to go. Off the face-off, it goes hammering into the boards here on this side. And now off the wall on the far side, it'll be the Cheesemakers clearing it out, barely. Stoffaker gets bothered by Welke as he gets stood up into the wall and then gets a little shove for his trouble. Devin Johnson around the bend over to this side. And Vikings clear. Welke just skipped over his stick. Dustin gets it back behind the net. Pushes it to the corner on this side. We're under 11 to go in the third. Back out to the point. Johnson settles it down. Shot hit the side of the cage. The rebound comes to the far side of the net. And now the Cheesemakers will try and start a rush. Johnson had it for a moment. That's going to be a penalty on Johnson with a hook. Yep. I don't think he certainly didn't intend to do that. The body and the stick just kind of met that way. And so kind of an unfortunate penalty that time for the Vikings as Devin Johnson goes into the box for hooking. Fourth penalty tonight for 8 minutes for Stoughton. So Vikings will have to kill off a 2-minute penalty here as the puck goes sailing down to the corner. Bauer with it, top of the circle. Vikings have it and cleared. 1:45 left in the penalty, 10:25 to go in the game. Stoffaker will be first to play it for Monroe. Chip it along this near side wall. Now it's Janicki to the other side. That goes to Blaze, and we've got an offside call against Monroe. 1:33 left in the penalty. 10:13 to play in the game. Face-off coming outside the Viking zone after the offside call. And the Vikings win this one and send a wobbling puck sliding all the way down below the Monroe goal line. We hit 10 minutes to play in the game. 1:18 left in the man advantage for the Cheesemakers. Janicki to the slot, and the shot never got through. Comes back out to the high slot. Here's another shot, and this time it goes from Stoffaker up out of play over the glass, and it'll stay in the Viking zone for a face-off with 1:08 remaining in the man advantage for Monroe. Comes out to the point. Stoffaker has it. Stoffaker faked the shot. Now top of the slot. He'll go to the other side. Janicki with it. Back to this side. Here's a quick wrister, and that's wide of the mark to the right. The rebound comes back to Bauer. Bauer's centering pass gets knocked down. Brody Lavicek, who has a shorthanded goal tonight, trying to get around Stoffaker. Lavicek with a shot. Blocker pad save made by Bear, and the Vikings able to maintain the offensive zone, kill a little more penalty time. Now Janicki with it, 35, 34, 33 seconds left in the penalty. Janicki with it for the Cheesemakers, out to the Stoffaker. Janicki again, top of the circle, to the other side now. And a little wrister right in front. And a big blast from behind, and another penalty coming up on the Vikings for a rough. It's a late hit. So Jack Sanford goes into the box for roughing for the Vikings, and now trailing 3-2, Vikings are going to have to kill off 21 seconds of a 5-on-3, and then they will need to kill off another minute and 39 to get back to even strength, hopefully without giving up a goal. Less than 9 minutes to go in the game. 10 seconds left in the first penalty. Stoffaker, near side, circle, shot, hit the outside of the cage. Rebound comes over to the near side. 2 seconds left in the first penalty. So the first one's done, so we're back to a 5-on-4 now. And the giveaway to the Vikings, and this will be cleared out. Parker Milbauer comes out of the box, and, well, he was not in the box, he was on the bench. Puck goes all the way down to the Monroe end. 8:23 to play in the game. 1:20 left in the second Viking penalty. Stoffaker to Bauer. Back to the other side for Kuberski. And first to play it is going to be Rotar for the Vikings. He's 1-on-2. Now with a little help, Brody comes along and he gets upended. And a penalty coming up on Monroe. So Kuberski goes into the box for tripping, and that kills the power play. So now it's 4-on-4 for 59 seconds. Then the Vikings will have half of a full power play. So they'll have about a minute and a second to do what they can. But in the meantime, it's going to be 4-on-4. And in the meantime, we've got a pause here while the referees grab a new puck from the Viking bench. 8 minutes even to play. Vikings trailing 3-2. We're in a 4-on-4 for about a minute or so. Cade Janicki has it for the Cheesemakers down to the corner. Gets spun around by Devin Johnson. To the other side, back out to Stoffaker, holds his own there. 40 seconds to go in the Viking penalty. Then they'll be on a power play for about a minute. Vikings able to clear. Stoffaker waits for everybody to come out. There's a blocker pad save by Niles. Schreier has it for a moment, taken away from behind from him. Near side now, 20 seconds left in the Viking penalty. Devin Johnson comes over to beat up on Stoffaker for a moment. 7 seconds left in the Viking penalty, and that's a near giveaway. Vikings will get an opportunity to collect it over on this side. Vikings are out of the box, so now they are on a power play for 53, 52, and 51 seconds left. Right on James Hansen at the blue line. Hansen leaves it at the circle, gets around the defense for a moment, little back pass. Lavicek lets the puck go, and the Cheesemakers will not be able to clear it. Jared Bauer comes down to help. Sanford with it. Now Bauer again, centering pass, nobody home there, and that's going into the penalty box. Or no, it isn't either, it's going into the scorer's box. There's a big, now we know why there's a great big huge block taken out of the window up here of the scorer's booth, which is about 2 feet to my right. Off the face-off, Dustin Welke has it, top of the circle for the Vikings. Over to the other side now, that's Sanford. Welke has it, high slot. 6:15 to go. Lavicek with a shot, bounces off an ankle. Welke will hold the zone, 10 seconds to go in the penalty. Down to the circle again. Sanford with it, 5 seconds left in the Monroe penalty. Slider, and that goes off of a stick out of play, and it's going to be off of the Vikings, so the face-off will come outside the zone. We're down to 1 second left in the Monroe penalty. Vikings still looking for 1 goal to tie it. 3-2 our score. We've not seen any scoring since the very end of the first period. Penalty is done. Both teams back to full strength, and coming out of the box is Blaze Janicki. Sanford comes back defensively. The centering pass rejected back out by the Vikings, and now they'll start a rush. Everybody overskated it. Janicki down the middle. That goes to Cade. Cade with a shot. Save made. Over to the far side corner. Vikings will kick it along. Bauer's got it. And now a centering pass intercepted by Stoughton. Bounces off of a stick and a hand into the circle now with 5:25 to play. Top of the slot. Bauer with a shot. Save made by Nile. Right at the side of the net. Comes through between the circles. And now Jared Bauer pushes it along, and that is off of the stick of Jack Rilling. Carried right back in, though, by Cooper Dreyfus. The shot goes wide, and at the side of the net, comes back out to the top of the circle. And here's a 2-on-1 break back the other way for the Vikings. James Hansen down the middle. Lavicek, backhand shot. He scores! .12:06, time of the goal here in the third. Brody Lavicek has his second goal of the game.
Vikings goal scored by number 13, Brody Lavicek.
So we are tied at 3 with just under 5 minutes remaining in the game. Lavicek has it again, or had it. Now Monroe will start the rush, but this time it's Welke. Wallin for a moment along the near side corner. 4:40 to play in regulation. Around the bend to the far side, held up there. Back down behind the net. It is Wallin pushing it ahead. Here's a shot and a big pile up top of the crease and a save made by Max Niles. .4:28 to play. Tie game at 3. Face-off drawn down toward the corner. Out to neutral and sent back in by Monroe. Tyler Peterson will be first to play it as he chips it along. Jared Bauer first to catch up to it out at neutral ice. Now in the middle is Hansen. Hansen to the side of the net, save made by Bear. And now Monroe will start a rush back to the other end. Peterson keeps it away. Rilling, now Bauer with it in the zone. His shot right into Bear's glove. And we get a stoppage with 3:56 left. Monroe scored the first 3 goals of the game, including one at 17 seconds of the first period. Cade Janicki scored twice, and then Hansen and Lavicek to make it 3-2 after 1. And then it is Lavicek here in the third to make it tied at 3. Brody with it for the Vikings, goes to his knees, picks it back up, and the Vikings able to hold the zone. Lavicek has it back down to the corner. 3:38 to play in the game in regulation. Back in the circle now. Back out to the point, held up there. Shot, save, and kick save goes off to the far side corner. Puck rattles around over to the near side. 3:24, clock ticking here in the third period. Bounding puck off the far side wall. Vikings not able to hold the zone. It is going to be Janicki down the ice. Here's a shot, and that goes wide to the left. The rebound comes back out toward the top of the circle. Vikings not able to clear it out quite yet. Turnover, top of the circle. Lavicek has it. Down he goes. Here's a shot. Save made. Rebound cleared out by the Vikings. Icing called against Stoughton, and we're under 3 minutes left in regulation. One thing the Vikings have done more than their fair share this year is give up double-digit goals, and they have made some improvements in those areas of late, and nice to see them with a good performance here tonight as they are tied at 3 with a team that has 10 more wins on the season than them. Loose puck out to neutral ice, and the Cheesemakers have it. Cash Anderson for a moment, and now Rilling gives away to Stoffaker. Cheesemakers send it in. We come up on 2.5 minutes to play. Devin Johnson around the bend to the other side. Bauer tried to kick at it. Skipped over his foot. Bauer with a shot. That goes wide to the right. 2:25 remaining in regulation. And now the Vikings will start the rush back to the other end, but the puck goes too far in front of everybody. And an icing call against Stoughton with 2:20 to go. So 2:20 to play. Vikings and Cheesemakers tied at 3 off the faceoff. It's hung up in the circle. And now the Vikings will be able to clear. And who's going to win this race? It'll be Parker Milbauer settling it down. Centering pass right in front. Big collision there, and they get Welke got wiped out over to the corner as we come up on 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes even to play right now. At the top of the circle, big wind-up blast, and that is knocked down off the stick of Will Rotar. Near side popped up way up high in the air. Lavicek gloved it down. Janicki into the zone. Back along the blue line to the far side. They play it over to this side. Played off the wall. Janicki will chase it down. Sanford there, though, for the Vikings. They'll come back this way. 90 seconds left in regulation. Vikings start a rush up the far side. They'll Cheesemakers send it right back in. Rotar has it for the Vikings. Long pass, that's Lavicek. It's a touch, so they waved icing off. 1:14, 1:13, 1:12 to go in regulation. Back out to neutral. Jack Sanford has it. 1:08 to go. Lavicek, little behind the back pass to himself. Lavicek with a shot, save made. Rebound is covered up by Bear at the last minute. Custer was coming in hard toward the net, but Bear got his glove down on it just in time. 1:01 remaining. Face off in the Monroe zone. Play goes back to Tyler Peterson at the point. They'll dump it down to the corner. Goes past Nolan Custer. Less than a minute to play in regulation. Puck comes back out to Devin Johnson along the blue line over to the far side, but out of the zone. Tyler Peterson retreats back to his own to the red line. Peterson kicks it along at it. And now it'll be Ty O'Connor carrying it in. 40 seconds to play. Centering pass in front of Kuberski. Down to the corner. Vikings get it back with 35 seconds left. Long pass ahead. Past Nolan Custer. He'll finally catch up to it. We're under 30 to play. Picked out by Josh Haight. 22 seconds to go. Back through neutral, taken away by the Vikings. Lavicek has it with 17, 16, and 15 seconds left. Lavicek turns the corner. He'll start the rush. Their play beat the clock again. Lavicek to the rack. He sends it through the crease. Got it back with 5 seconds to play. And the centering pass gets knocked down, and it goes up into the netting out of play with 1 second remaining on the clock. One second to go. Face-off popped up in the air, goes out of play, and we have reached the end of regulation. Our score, the Monroe Cheesemakers 3 and the Stoughton Vikings 3. Our cameraman up here on the platform with me is videotaping his last game tonight because I'm going to throw him over the railing because he said the dreaded O word. So we've got overtime coming tonight at a 3-3 game. So what they have done is put 3 minutes up on the clock, and we all know, I've said it many times over the years, that I've done these games for the Vikings for a long time, 16 years, and whenever somebody, regardless if it's one of our camera people or one of our directors or whomever, says overtime during the course of the game, it is invariably going to happen, which none of us, of course, want. And so Ebert is up here standing next to me, giggling his tail off right now because he knows that my frustration level with him has just gone through the ceiling. I say that only half kiddingly, by the way. Spencer, who's directing in the truck tonight, and Hunter is on the camera on the floor tonight. They're all giggling at me because they know how much, how I'm not really a superstitious person by any means. However, knowing that they like to push my buttons when it comes to doing these games with me, we all like to have a lot of fun, which, oh, by the way, I will also point out that if you are looking to have some fun with us on the TV crew, Spencer, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the application period is still open for media techs to join the crew. So, yeah, if you're interested in joining our TV crew where we have a lot of fun here at hockey, you do other sports, football, basketball, city meetings, Santa Mai in May, lots of different things. We would certainly love to have you join our crew. And it's a good way to get some experience in the media world if that's what you're doing or what you would like to do down the road. You know, if you want to take over my job at some point, not really a job, it's I volunteer for this, but anyway, it's a lot of fun. I mean, you know, I've seen a lot of crew come and go over the years that I've been working with Stoughton, both on the WSTO side and now, of course, the Stoughton Sports Network side. And we always have had a lot of fun with doing the games, and we would certainly love to have you come down and join us to be on our crew. So check out City of Stoughton their website, wsto.tv. That'll direct you to the right spot too. And so we get ready for the overtime period and a tie game at 3. Peyton Stoffaker scored with 17 seconds gone in the first. Cade Janicki at 3:22, and he scored again at 13:13. Then James Hansen got the Vikings on the board at 13:39. Lavicek at 16:58, so just 2 seconds left in the first period. That was a shorthanded goal, by the way. And then Brody scored here again in the third at 12:06 to send us to overtime. So we head to overtime tonight between the Vikings and the Cheesemakers, tied up at 3. First goal wins. And into the Cheesemakers zone from the seat of his pants. Rilling had it for a moment. The Cheesemakers send it back the other way. Here's a shot in that goes wide of the mark to the corner on the near side. Centering pass hits bodies. They bat it out of the air, comes out to the high slot. Over to the other side now, and a wrister, and that's a blocker pad save made by Niles. 25 seconds into overtime. To the point. Vikings, Tyler Peterson tries to hand it out of the zone. He does. Cheesemakers send it right back in. It caroms into the corner. The teams have flipped ends. And down in the corner, that is Cade Janicki. To the near side. Centering pass. Nobody there. Bounces out to the top of the slot. Stoffaker with a wind-up blast, and that goes wide to the right. The rebound comes all the way back out toward the blue line. Vikings trying to clear, could not. Shot goes wide to the right side. 7:04 left in overtime. Vikings not able to clear it. Janicki, centering pass, backhand shot. It's knocked down by a stick. Ends up in the corner. Peterson and the Vikings able to clear it out. They wave icing off and around the bend to the other side. No icing this time. Everybody just stopped. No whistle. Josh Haight with it now for Monroe. Into the zone. Drop pass. Top of the circle. Shot. Kick save made by Niles. Ends up over here on the near side. To the top of the circle again. Stick save made this time by Niles. 6.5 to play in overtime. Back on the back post. Haight was set up there with a screen in front of him. Couldn't get it to him. Lavicek with it in the corner for the Vikings. He'll play it off the wall, but not out. Again, another shot wide to the left. They are going to fire as many shots as they possibly can toward Niles here. And if the Vikings get back down to the other end, as this one pops up high in the air, Brody Lavicek ahead of the pack. Lavicek with a shot, hits the side of the net, got it back though. Brody, centering pass, side of the net once again, big pile up right at the top of the crease. Haight comes away with it for Monroe. Under 6 to play in overtime. Back into the corner now. And a whistle stops play. Puck, I think, went out of play over the glass, and so we get a stoppage here with 5:48 remaining. Face-off in the Monroe zone. Face-off won by Monroe, and they'll start the rush right down the middle of the ice. Back defensively was Will Rotar. Rilling now right to the middle, comes right in front of the net. A wobbling puck back down to the other end, and icing this time will be called against Stoughton. 5:33 left in overtime. So face-off in Stoughton zone after the icing call. And this will be spun out to the top of the circle. Monroe able to hold the zone to the middle. That bounces off of James Hansen's arm. Monroe held the zone for a moment. Now Jared Bauer has it. Hansen right down the middle. Hansen around traffic, got it back. Hansen with a shot, save. Rebound is covered up by Bear. And a great opportunity there for the Vikings, but Heath Bear, the senior goalie from Monroe, able to keep the puck out of the net on the game winner. 5:15, clock running now in the overtime period. To the far side, held up by James Sanford. Or James Hansen, Jack Sanford, that's who I'm talking about. James Sanford, somebody I used to work with. Sanford plays it off the wall, near side, 2-on-2 back the other way, down the middle. Here's a shot. Up high on the save from Bear, gave up a rebound, but his teammates from Monroe were right there to get the puck out of harm's way. Vikings able to hold the zone, keep it in at the circle now. Shot, and off the side of the net. Milbauer sends it back toward the blue line, but nobody was home for the Vikings. 4:35 to go in overtime. Tied at 3. Brody Lavicek with it for the Vikings. Across the red line, across the blue line. Brody to the circle. Settles it down, carries it behind the net, gets muscled out of the play. Now the Cheesemakers will start a rush. Played off the wall behind Haight. Played again, but out of the zone, delayed offside. Now 2-on-2 back the other way. Lavicek again with a breakaway opportunity. Lavicek lost the puck as it goes wide of the mark to the right. Now the Cheesemakers will try and start a rush through traffic. Comes back over to this side. We're halfway through overtime. Play goes on at the penalty boxes down below us, and Dustin Welke gets muscled down, and it's a penalty against Monroe. So Roman Bauer will go off for interference, and the Vikings will have a power play for 2 minutes with 3:49 left in overtime.
Penalty of Monroe, number 20, Bauer, interference.
So Bauer into the box for interference, and we've got a timeout called by Stoughton. So the Vikings call time, and they're going to draw up a play here, or try to draw up a play to get one past Heath Bear and send the Stoughton fans home happy tonight. So they'll talk things over for a minute. You see or maybe you'll see the Vikings in white closest to you on the ice, on the bench down there. The Cheesemakers down on the other end, chatting things over as well as they look to kill off a 2-minute power play. Vikings again looking to improve on the 2-7-0 mark in the conference. 3-12-0 overall. Vikings' last conference game was against Monona Grove, a game they won 6-2. And so they would be looking at a 2-game conference winning streak should they somehow find a way to pull this one out. The referee blows his whistle, and we get ready to see what the Vikings come up with in overtime. Jack Sanford, Max Niles exchanging a little handshake, a little encouraging fist bump as they passed each other, going back to their respective spots. So 3:49 left in overtime, and the Vikings and Cheesemakers tied at 3. Off the face-off, Lavicek had it hung up in his skates. Cheesemakers able to clear the zone. Sanford has it back as he drifts back toward his own blue line. James Hansen with it now. Hansen, centering pass underneath the stick of Bauer. Back out to the circle. It spins its way out to neutral ice. Lavicek with it. 1:38 left in the penalty. 3:26 to go for the game. We are in overtime. They hammer it out of the zone. The rebound comes back at the side of the net. And with trouble from behind, they were slow to get back. Now the Vikings turn, send it way up high in the air. Hansen lets it fall down at the point. Hansen, top of the circle, back to Lavicek with it. 1:15 to go in the penalty. 3 minutes left in the game. Sanford, near side. Tried to settle it down. Peterson finally gets it. They put it back in front, and a loose puck, and finally the Cheesemakers will fire it out. A minute left in the penalty. 2:48 to go and counting for the game. Sanford with it. We're in overtime at the Mant Center. Long pass ahead. That gets to Parker Milbauer. Milbauer, bottom of the circle, stops there. Back to Sanford at the point. 45 left in the penalty. Down to the corner. Sanford still with it. 2.5 to go in the game. Back out to the point now. Lavicek has it. Brody to the circle. Sets it on the forehand side. Shot. Save made. Spinning puck in the circles. And that rocket goes wide to the left. Lavicek with it again. 26 left in the penalty. Over to this side. Tyler Peterson has it. Dustin Welke just comes off the bench. He's got the puck. Now the rebound off the missed shot is taken by Monroe. Vikings able to hold. Milbauer keeps it in again. 13, 12, 11 to go in the penalty. Lavicek to this side. Big blast. Shave made by Bear, and he will cover it up. 7 seconds left in the penalty. 1:55 to go in the game. Both teams get line changes. Face-off won by Monroe, and they'll be able to clear it out, and that will kill the power play, as it will be Will Rotar picking it up. Devin Johnson overskates it. Minute 43 left in the game. Back to this side, Rotar has it. Rotar, the freshman, looking for a place to go with it. Oh boy, that's an errant pass as it goes sliding all the way from one end to the other. And an icing call against Stoughton. 1:33 remaining in overtime. And now Monroe is going to call timeout. So timeout taken by the Cheesemakers. Certainly hope you have enjoyed our coverage of Viking hockey tonight. After tonight, the Vikings will be back home tomorrow. They'll be taking on Viroqua, and then at Greendale on Saturday. So 3 straight nights, actually 4 straight nights. Now wait a minute, 3 straight nights. Tonight, the 30th, tomorrow, the 31st, and then Saturday, the 1st. And then home next Tuesday, February 4th against Edgewood. Friday, February 7th at Kenosha. Home against Reedsburg, Wisconsin Dells on Saturday, February 8th at night. And then Tuesday, February 11th at Monona Grove, and February 13th at Sauk Prairie. Those are the remaining games for the Vikings. .133 left in overtime. Tie game at 3. And we'll see what Monroe has drawn up here with 1.5 minutes left in overtime. Face-off won by Monroe. Comes out of the zone, though. Stoffaker sends it in. Sanford with it with 1 minute and 26, 25, and 24. This will bound its way down to the other end, and they wave icing off. Stoffaker, little back pass. Hansen pushes it along. 1:13 to go. Hansen gets pinned up along the boards from Cade Janicki. They freeze it up there. Jared Bauer comes away with it, and the Vikings able to hold. Here's a shot in toward goal, knocked out of the air. Hansen has it with 1 minute to go. Bauer almost got a stick on it, now cleared out, and this will be icing against Monroe with 53 seconds to play. .53 seconds left in overtime. Face-off in the Monroe zone after the icing call. Off the face-off. Here's a shot. Save. Rebound. Welke, and Bear covers it up. 48 seconds left. Off the face-off. Heads down to the corner. 45 to go in the game. Welke with it. He gets hung up there. Down he goes, kicks it along the far side wall. 38, 37, 36 to play. Vikings able to hold the zone for a moment. Now to the corner, or to the near side wall. Welke has it back out to the point. Hansen, here comes Janicki back the other way. Defensively, Sanford, save made by Niles with 24 seconds left. and his teammates mob him with a game-saving save with 24 seconds left off the breakaway from Cade Janik. He came right onto the Viking logo in the middle of his chest, and he's able to hold on and not give up a rebound. Now off the faceoff, quick shot goes way off to the corner. 20 seconds left in overtime. Zykert lost his stick, goes and picks it back up. 15, 14, 13 left. Chipped out to neutral ice, 8, 7, and 6. And that's an offside call. And we are down to 4 seconds remaining. Faceoff coming outside of the Viking zone. And the faceoff into the Viking end. They play it back to Bauer. A shot at the buzzer, steered aside by Bear. And this one has come to an end with our final score, 3-3. So we are done, and the game ends in a tie. So Monroe now is 4-4-1 in the Badger South, and they are 13-5-1 overall. Vikings are 2-7-1 in the Badger South, and they are 3-12-1 overall. So our scoring, most of the goals coming in the first period. Peyton Stoffaker, Cade Janicki scoring twice for Monroe. And then James Hansen, Brody Lavicek. It ended up 3-2 after one. No scoring in the second. And then Brody scored in the third at 12:06 to give the Vikings, get the Vikings back even at 3-3. We go to the end of the third, nothing doing, and then the 8 minutes in overtime resulted in nothing as well. And so we play 59 minutes, 3 goals on either side, and no decision. So there you have it. That's our game for tonight. Again, the Vikings and Monroe tie at 3, and we certainly appreciate you tuning in with us tonight here on the Stoughton Sports Network. We'll see you tomorrow for more hockey. And of course, if you would like more or see games in the past or other videos, stream us online, WSTO.tv. We'll see you tomorrow for more hockey. Till then, James Weingard from the Mant Center. 3-3, our final score tonight between Monroe and the Vikings. Thanks to our crew. Thanks to you for watching. And good night from the Mant Center in Stoughton.
This broadcast of Stoughton High School boys hockey on the Stoughton Sports Network is brought to you by Stoughton Hospital. For more than 100 years, our neighbors in the Stoughton area have trusted Stoughton Hospital to provide personalized, forward-thinking, expert health care. Stoughton Hospital is a proud supporter of WSTO programming, trusted care close to home. Stoughton Trailers is proud to support Stoughton High School athletics. Come join the family. Apply now on our career page at stoughtontrailers.com. Hanson Electronics, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent and Radio Shack dealer. And Pizza Pit of Stoughton, fresh, fast, and hot delivery of our great pizzas, sandwiches, chicken, and more.